What's up? I graduated rehab today. That's right, graduated. Not really, but today was my last day. So, 56 days in outpatient rehab. I have group 7 days a week, so it's like outpatient and inpatient. But I got approved for sober living back in my hometown, or home county. So we kind of worked out to where we're going to transition and go there. So I will still go to meetings and stuff like that. There's some requirements for sober living, volunteer work, meetings, curfew, stuff like that. You have to pay rent, have a job. So it's back to living a normal life pretty much. And it's good to have that accountability just to keep me grounded, instead of just, I'm free, or not free, I don't know how to word it, but like, just go back to society, and I want to keep my sobriety in check. So today was very emotional. So when I first got the group, I'm all amped up, had some monsters in me, gained all my weight back, right? So I lose and gain weight quickly. And someone noticed that in class. They're like, dude, you lost all that weight and now you're fat again. I was like, thanks, dude. I was like, I'm going to start my diet next week. I didn't tell anyone about me moving. That's as much info as I gave them. But that's my plan. I move Monday. I'm going to start being disciplined and strict about, my diet, work, schedule, stuff like that, everything. So I'm excited for that. First few days, of course, it's going to be busy and try to figure out my schedule, appointments, try to find a job, all that fun stuff. Get to know my roommates, and yeah. So anyways, I get the group. Okay, I'm fat. Thank you for noticing. I've noticed that. I watched a couple of my videos the last few days. Like, yeah, it's noticeable. Like, damn, dude. So this is the fattest I've ever been, and I'm going to get fatter tomorrow. My goal is to get to 241. 41 is my favorite number. I'm like 237 right now. I was literally 224 like a week or two ago. But I want to get in the 240s, wherever top out, and then I want to get under 200. So I want to lose over 40 pounds. That's my goal. I was under 200 when I got out of jail. I was 195 or something like that. And then I was 236 after inpatient rehab, and I'm back at it, 236. So my weight's been like this, but I want to stay consistent, with work, saving money, meetings, my diet, all that stuff, and I'm going to. I'm not just going to manifest it. I'm going to do it. So I'm looking forward to it. My body really, I can feel it. It's getting tired of all this junk food. I got to set my boundaries, got to let my mommy know I can't, eat all your food anymore. So I know she wants to feed me, and apparently she likes it when I'm fat, but can't do it. Anyways, so I got to practice saying no. That's that. So anyways, I got the group, and okay, you're fat, and then one of my classmates was in a group yesterday, and he never misses. Like, what's going on, dude? And just starts crying. I'm like, whoa, man. So one of our classmates is no longer with us. OD, and that's how I started today. It's like, this is my last day, and that happens. One of the last people you ever expect that to happen to, so shout out to his family, and prayers for you guys. So it was a gloomy day. It was literally cold and rainy here too. I was like, it's gonna be one of those days. All right. I didn't tell any of my classmates I'm leaving, but I talked to my counselors, said my goodbyes, thanked them for everything. Had one last little chit chat with my one-on-one counselor, and so I hope I never see you again. I was like, that's my saying, dude. But he's like, I'll be checking on you, just so you know. I was like, people watch you just don't know. I was like, oh, I know. I was like, no one says anything when you do good, but when you do bad, that's when you hear all the noise. I was like, well, I guess things are gonna be quiet. So yeah, there's some things I'll fail at, but that just means I'm trying, so I'm okay with that. I'm just not gonna fall. I'm just tomorrow I'll be 8 months sober, so I get to celebrate today and tomorrow, and then Monday I have 100 things to do. Moving obviously, but we have house meetings and learn all the rules and requirements and meet my roommates, stuff like that. So yeah, couldn't find a gluten-free cake. So I have brownies being delivered. I'm gluten-free, so gain some more weight. Got Mountain Dew Live Wire. I'm tired. I had like 6 monsters the last 16 hours or so. So yeah, I'm good on that. I hate that feeling. It's like last night I was sweating. I had 3 monsters before bed, and I felt like I was on Coca-Cola. I was like, I don't miss this paranoid anxiety and not sleeping. My heart's do. I had to take some Tums. I'm like, dude, chill. So yeah, I'm definitely going all out, which it's not the smartest thing to do because those behaviors, even small ones, can, lots happened last week, but learn from it. And I got emotional thinking this chapter is closed. I've been here for 2 years, in and out of jail, and then out of this rehab. It's over. This is a huge goal of mine. I completed it a lot earlier than I expected. It's supposed to be October, but today was the day. Didn't get certification, didn't get a ceremony. If this was any other year, I'd be upset about it, but internally, I know I completed it. I don't need the validation. I have my own validation, don't need the recognition. I'm happy. I did it. I finally did it. Now I'm going to put in the work every day to maintain the sobriety, Got 8 months, get to a year, then years, and then forever, So that's my goal. I'm going to reach it. But yeah, definitely emotional today. I'm sure it'll hit me more later. Yeah, I'm just real excited for the future. Of course, I'm, nervous and, anxious, and, I just got to break the ice. Just going to gotta get past that first day or two and then go back at it. So move Monday. I already have job interviews Tuesday. Have a big appointment Wednesday. So yeah, I'll be busy for sure. Still have time to do these videos and all that kind of stuff. But the thing that really got me that when I was thinking about it was the chapter is closing. It's closed. And I was thinking about, drugs, alcohol, and gambling or whatever. And, it feels like a death, like a breakup. It's done. It's over with. I don't think about... I'm going to miss the bond. I know it sounds crazy. I don't miss the feeling. I don't miss the consequences, but the bond. No one has ever been there for me. Every time I'd open up with someone, they just use it against me in the long run, eventually. So I have trust issues, but I've always trusted and I always had my go-to person, drugs, alcohol, and gambling. They were always there for me. I'm going to miss that bond. I'm just being honest, but it's not worth it. The cons outweigh the pros. The consequences and your health, and I want to do the right thing. That's not the right thing. That's selfish. It impacted my life, but I always forget about how much I've impacted others on a negative level. I know I want to impact people's lives on a positive level. So, sobriety is my new superpower. Yeah. I'm going to share what I didn't get to share in group either. I was real disappointed about that, but that's fine. I don't need the last hurrah. I'm happy with, that I completed it. So I'm going to share what I was going to share later in another video. I just wanted to share this, I don't miss that old lifestyle. Not going to. I don't have time to sit back and think about it, really. I have a lot of things to do and a lot of things to accomplish, so I did it. No more rehab. Let's go! Woo!